We're at Frankston Officeworks and we're in the story. People, all you need to say is Frankston Officeworks and cunts go, something's happened. And something happened. We're in the parking lot and there's this guy that's like almost as big as me and then this girl and they're clearly on meth out the front. And you said they were drinking?
But he was not only clearly on meth. When you say that, it sounds like it's a teenager or a young adult. This was like a man in his 40s.
No,
late
30s. It was a man in his early 30s who's done so much meth, it's transported him to early 40s.
He was big and he was burly.
Yeah.
And they were they had like, it looked like Soul beer they were drinking. It was either that or it was like Cruisers, a light coloured Cruiser. Yeah.
So anyway, we go in and there's two types of meth heads. There's scary and there's this is fucking awesome. Right? The first type of meth head is probably more common. They either scare you or
they're like shouting in the street.
Yeah, they're like you okay, there's
walking past you with bulging eyes and you're like, I'm getting out of your way.
Yeah. They look scary.
Yeah.
This guy was the fuck yeah, meth is sick. Like he had a good dealer that didn't put any weird shit in it, basically. So they're out there and then he's like, we will start walking up to the door and they are like going at each other, making out. Like basically drinking, being high on meth and pretty much dry fucking outside an Officeworks. So we go in and Jazz is busy printing. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll take over the real responsibilities, which is people watching these meth heads. The meth head comes in and I'm like, oh, here we go. Because I thought that he must have been kicked out or something. If he was coming back in, I thought he's been kicked out. But there was a group of two other women who were also printing something that were around his age. And I was like, oh, they're in the same group because they looked a little bit methy.
You know when person just has that vibe.
Oh, but they were clearly sober. And then he starts immediately, while the Officeworks worker is helping out one of these girls, starts kissing one of them. Different girl.
So he knew all of the meth heads in the general area.
Well, he comes up behind her and starts kissing her on the top of the head. And I was like, that's a little bit weird. And then, right, she turns around and kisses him. So he takes his mask off in the store. So anyway, the Officeworks guy was a tiny dude, so I thought he would just ignore it and wait for the guy to leave. But he walks up straight up to the guy and he goes, hey man, store policy, you need to wear a mask. And I was like, this is going to go one of two ways. Either it's going to be the best fucking thing I've ever seen, or it's going to be, yeah, no worries, bro. And unfortunately, it was, yeah, fucking oath, no worries, man. And then he puts it on. And then, as this is happening, I can't believe you missed all of this. I was watching this like a fucking hawk. Then, as this guy gets told off and puts his mask on, some unrelated woman to them walks into the store with no mask, an actual anti-masker. And then he goes from like fucking 20 meters away. Hey, what about her? She's supposed to be wearing a mask. Excuse me, miss. It's a mask policy. You got to wear a mask. Excuse me, mate. You told me to put one on. That's all good, bro. I'm not mad about that. She isn't wearing one, though. I think she should wear a mask.